as y'all watch this, I'm not gonna let Law turn my anger for this situation into content, because Law love to put a camera in the middle of a goddamn table and just use my anger for content. I know he gonna try to get some content from me later. I'm not gonna let him do it.
So what I was saying, so what I'm saying is that, you know,
No, I mean, I'm dead serious, man. I do think some of this has to do with the team and the organization being upset with Lyle Collins. And it's not even a think.
Right.
I did reach out to the sources, and I do know the franchise, people in the front office, and maybe coaches
Right.
are upset.
Right.
At you know, Lyle coming in out of shape last year.
Facts.
And then the whole debacle with lying about bribing. He could have taken 2 games.
Yeah.
Didn't. Now they got 5. They're frustrated with him because he's not been reliable.
Right.
So maybe it's a message. We'll know how deep of a message it is, because you can't possibly bench him, right? Like,
And you can't possibly, and I told
That's
people all the
the
time, you can't say that Terrence Steele is better either.
and that's the
You can't say that. I don't
He's
want
not
people to say that.
And I think people know he's not better.
Right.
But I think the issue that a lot of people have is with Connor, and I was staying on this until I see it change.
Right.
Connor Williams has been good this
Oh my God, having his best year.
He's just keeps getting the penalties.
9 of them, man.
That's the issue. Woo. So if you're on the whole, well, this has more to do with Connor, maybe it does. Maybe it's the penalties they're mad at. But if you're mad at his play, you just aren't paying attention. So that's
But motivation goes both ways.
Right.
Connor now looking at it like, man, I got Lyle Collins, a Pro Bowler. There's really a starting tackle behind me. And then Terrence Steele, he got to be looking at it like, I cannot sneeze because I got Lyle Collins just wanting to get this position back from me.
That's why I don't mind what the staff has done leading up to it by not saying, yeah, Lyle right away, and then yesterday or today, whatever it is, he hasn't slid back in. But I need to know how long this going to go for.
A week and a half or so.
A whole lot.
A week and a half or so.
If this goes on for weeks, this tells me more about how they feel about Lyle off the field.
Off the field.
If it only goes on for 3 days, 1 week, and they put him back at right tackle, all this shit is moot.
Mute.
It's moot, you know what I'm saying?
It's mute, dog. It's
But
mute.
it's still something that we gotta monitor. And it's borderline frustrating because we don't know what's going on.
Outside of continuity and consistency, who is your best 5? I'm not talking about Terrence. I'm not talking about anybody. I'm just talking about who is your best 5 right now.
My 5 preference, because let's just keep it a beam.
Keep it 100.
Nobody knows what the best 5 is outside of the starting 5 that was. What I mean is Tyron Smith, Connor Williams, Deotish, Martin, and Lyle was the best 5, or is the best 5 that we know.
They wanted in training camp and everything else. I like that.
That's what we know.
That's what we know.
You don't know if Collins at left guard is the best 5.
We don't know.
You don't know if McGovern at center is. We don't know.
Right.
So I don't like to use that buzzword.
Right.
So what I'm going to say is my 5 preference: Tyron Smith, Connor Williams, Connor McGovern, Zach Martin, Lyle Collins.
And I do like what Voch said on his video. You can't argue with facts. Watch the video. Voch Lombardi said, we do know this. Lyle Collins was elite at right tackle. Not a maybe, not a guess. It's a definite. He was elite at right tackle.
Y'all projected him at
Not projected him.
A position he played for 5 years.
Now, at guard, and this is just me, I'm not circling the wagon or anything, Lyle Collins played good at guard.
Sure.
He didn't give up a sack. He played good on the run.
But some
He was
people
one of
will
those
tell you he was
situations.
dominant. Some people will tell you he was elite. He wasn't.
But I'm not here to lie to kick
Not
it.
you.
I'm not here to lie to kick it. He was a rookie. Rookie do rookie things. But just like I think Bryce Butler, he commented on one of the Twitter pages. He said, "Hey, Law, you got to keep in mind, this Bryce Butler, he played on that team
I remember
in 2015. He said, you got to keep in mind, he did have Tyron Smith and a Travis
And
Frederick.
Travis Frederick.
So what we're saying is that whatever the Cowboys do, they need to put their best five out there. But what Voch is saying, technically, is that we do know that Collins is an elite right tackle, without a shadow of a
If
doubt.
I'm going to keep it a bean, the best five involves Collins at right tackle. I don't know how you can mention. I don't know, man. I don't know how you can mention best five and not say Collins right tackle. And I like Terrence. I love his development. I love what's happening with Terrence Steele's development. We also got to keep in mind that the value of a swing tackle on this team may be more important than any other team in the NFL because Tyron Smith is usually due to miss a couple games, and Lyle Collins usually gets hurt or something happens. So, I don't know, man. If he goes to guard, am I going to complain about it?
Dog. You can't complain about it,
Because I think any way you put it, get this man on the field.
I think the move is really more so of Tyler Biadasz. I think that they have their reservations on Tyler Biadasz more so than
That
anything.
has to be. Follow me here. Follow me. If we want to go real deep with this,
Right?
it's very possible we are completely missing what's happening. Facts. We forget Connor McGovern is the swing guard.
Facts.
But the reason people keep glossing over this man, or maybe the reason why the team is glossing over him at the guard position to replace Williams, if there's an issue,
Right.
is because they're saying we might need you to replace Biadasz. So if we need
Bingo.
you to replace Biadasz,
Yeah.
who replaces Williams? That's a lot of moving
There's
parts.
a lot of move parts.
I am not a fan of it.
But you do know somebody would say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Because we are number one offense right now. We're moving the ball. I know we can critique a little things and try to get a little cute with it. But if it's not broke, don't fix it.
It's, if you're being honest with yourselves,
Right.
Cowboys Nation,
Be honest.
there's a little bit of a greediness happening right now.
Greedy.
A lot of greed. You know?
Yeah.
Be real. If you want Lyle Collins at left guard, you're being greedy.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's if you admit that.
I'm greedy.
Because you're Dallas Cowboys Nation offensively.
Right.
First in yards. First in points per game.
Yeah.
Second in rush yards. Fifth in pass yards.
So imagine how great we're going to be with Collins.
Right.
First down. Top 5 and third down conversion percentage.
Right.
But Lyell's going to take us to another level at guard. What level do y'all want to go to?
I'm greedy. I think that people are so worried about Tyler Biadasz. It's not nothing to do with Connor.
No, it has everything to do with Connor because they're not talking about
I think
Biadasz.
Connor, can Connor play center?
I don't want him to play center
Okay.
because he couldn't do it in the preseason in the damn snaps.
So it wasn't McGovern, it was Connor Williams.
Connor Williams that
See,
was
I let offensive linemen do offensive lineman talk. Y'all hear me all the
My
time.
bad.
You know, I don't know the nuances
I
of
personally,
offensive linemen.
and I actually fell in love with studying offensive linemen because of this man.
Yeah, ain't gonna put him on camera. We're gonna put him on camera.
I'm no guru, but I enjoy watching offensive linemen, and I reach out to people that do it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm not trying to be all that. Listen, I don't know shit. I'm gonna just say that, man.
Fact. We just
My
checking it.
opinion,
In my opinion, in his opinion.
and again, this is kind of being a hypocrite, and this is what I admit to my fans.
Right.
I am being a little bit hypocritical on Tyler Biadasz because I'm being greedy now at center, right? I'm being greedy because I want to put McGovern in that center. Is it needed? No. And that's my point about this whole thing. Moving Lyle to guard to me is extremely unnecessary. And somebody might say, well, they moved Zach to tackle because they had to.
That was That was necessary.
Your offense is the best offense in the NFL with two players y'all say suck. Connor Williams and Tyler Biadasz.
But can we all agree to this right here? It's a good problem to have.
And that's what I try to preface all this with.
Good problem to
This
have.
is beautiful.
Oh man, it's
To
sexy.
have.
This is like a Lambo.
It's beautiful to have.
Yeah.
Not a lot of teams can say I got 7 offensive linemen.
Right.
I can legitimately throw out their
Right.
stuff.
Right. That's facts right there.
And I'm
Facts.
sorry, I disagree with people that say, well, we need to put Lyle there for Tampa. You're going to make a whole entire line shift for one team?
Wow.
If you can't coach up against one team, you got problems. Somebody earlier told me, well, when we run up against those defenses, the fronts will be in trouble. This is what I asked him. Sir, how did the Cowboys do against Javon Hargrave and Fletcher Cox?
Oh man, we blew them out.
Okay.
Yeah, we blew them out.
I'm saying,
But you know what?
You know what he said?
What do you
Well,
think?
Fletcher Cox is not the same.
They keep moving the goalposts.
They'll keep on moving
Hey,
the goalposts.
but you know what? One thing I will say, this weekend we playing against the #1 team in sacks. They got 21. And if this offensive line, no matter how they make shift it, I don't want to hear no excuses. Because when we win, and I'm saying it already, and when we dominate, don't give us no excuses, right?
Facts. I mean,
Right?
well,
But when we win,
the Cowboys have now faced,
yeah,
and this is the 3rd team now.
right.
Eagles, Panthers, and now the Vikings, where they've won in, and that defensive team has been #1 at something. Right? The Eagles, #1 rush defense. You know what I said? They ain't played Dallas yet.
Facts.
The Panthers, #1 defense.
Facts.
They ain't
Across
played
the
Dallas
board.
yet.
Yeah.
The Vikings, #1 defense.
Yeah.
They ain't played Dallas yet.
Dallas yet.
You know what I mean? And so let's wait till we clown the Vikings defense. One thing they are really great at, regardless, is getting after the pass.
Facts. How does Zim do that, though?
Zim is amazing.
God, dog. How you get 21 of them, man? God, dog, man. What are you doing? I know
Danielle Hunter,
he got 6
Griffin,
sacks, right?
Everson Griffin.
He got 4 of them.
And you got my guy Dalvin Thomason pushing the pocket. He don't got a bunch of sacks, but he pushes the pocket.
Right.
And then Zim is just a great defense coordinator. His scheme is tried and proven.
Right.
But-
Zim.
But again, I always say, man, they ain't played Dallas yet.
Played Dallas.
So let's just wait. So I don't know, man. Maybe it's a little bit of greediness, Cowboys Nation. And if that's what it is, that's what it is.
Exactly what it is.
When y'all try to tell me, well, we can dominate the run game. Well, what the hell the Cowboys been doing for 6 weeks?
And we can get better at it if we just put Leal at right tackle.
How much better do y'all want to get? Y'all want to rush for 300 yards again?
So-
instead of 200?
So from my understanding from you two, I'm gathering some information.
Sure.
Keep Lyle at right tackle, and you make Terrence steal your swing,
That's my opinion about it.
right?
And here's what I had to say about this when it first happened. I'll say this. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
I love it.
Right?
I love it.
Week 2,
Right.
this conversation was laughable because we didn't see enough of Terrence Steele.
Right.
Week 7, 8, whatever it is, I can have the conversation. But I still believe Lyle at right tackle is part of your best 5, if you want to call it that. And I don't believe Connor Williams has been some detriment to your team aside from the penalties.
Right.
The penalties fluctuate.
Yeah, he got 9. Tyler Biadasz got 5 of them.
Before last week,
Yeah.
Tyler Biadasz led the team in penalties.
Right.
So, I mean,
Yo. But I agree with both of you guys, and I also agree with the philosophy.
You can't
of-
agree because you keep making videos saying the opposite, Law. Pick a side,
No.
man.
All I'm saying is top 5. I agree with them, but I'm also saying that if Joe Philbin,
You've been saying play L at left guard, that's what they've been saying.
if Joe Philbin believed that Lyle Collins is the best place on his team at left guard,
I won't complain.
I can't complain.
hey, if Joe come out and do that,
If he come out and do that,
Joe would be wrong if he said it.
I mean, I won't complain.
I won't complain.
If they go study it and they say, whatever. Like I said, either way, I want to see him on the field.
But my only argument is there's no way that you can say that Tyler Biadasz is playing better than Connor Williams.
No, not at all.
So
Connor's
that
playing
way,
better than Tyler.
so that way, Do you see how this is tricky?
It's real tricky.
It's tricky.
It's because they're making it tricky. Just put them back at right tackle.
But we as fans, if we talking about this, I can only imagine what the Vikings people are thinking. You know, like who we got to prepare against.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I look at it. That's how I look at it.
It is a fascinating conversation because Lyle put himself in that situation, and then Terrence Steele proved himself while being in there.
But you know what? Next week we'll tell it all. Because they already came out and said that, okay, Terrence Steele is the dominant. He's going to be the starting right tackle.
Well, we
but
haven't
next
heard
week,
that yet.
I think that somebody reported that he's going to start.
What's his name? Todd Archer, I think misquoted.
Oh, he
McCarthy.
misquoted. Okay.
He said that Terrence Steele will start out at right tackle the start of the week. To start the week.
Not the game.
But if Lyell's not starting tomorrow at practice, then it's probably going to be Terrence Steele.
Yeah.
Which again, comes all the way back. If Collins is not at right tackle, if Collins is not at left guard, this has way more to do with Collins off the field.
Yeah. All right, y'all. This was just an impromptu. We talking. We live in Concrete. Not Charlie, but Concrete Cowboys. This is your brother from another mother. My name is Law Nation. This is
Sky Walker, Steele, A to Z Sports Dallas. Check me out on YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Agree or disagree, still check me out.
Check them out. And that vacation bots, man. That vacation bots right there. Yeah, you see vacation bots right there. You know, he ain't talking about it. He's already about it. That's my brother from another mother. Hey, y'all better not try to come at him. That's my dog, baby. DC for life all day, every day. Salute.